آل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم إني أسألك برحمتك التي وسعت كل شيء وبقوتك التي قهرت بها كل شيء وقضى لها كل شيء وذل لها كل شيء وبجبروتك التي غلبت بها كل شيء وبعزتك التي لا يقوم لها شيء وبعظمتك التي ملأت كل شيء وبسلطانك الذي على كل شيء وبوجهك الباكي بعد فناء كل شيء وبأسمائك التي ملأت أركان كل شيء وبعلمك الذي أحاط بكل شيء وبنور وجهك الذي يضع له كل شيء. يا نور يا قدوس يا أول الأولين ويا آخر الآخرين. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تحتك العصام. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل النقام. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تغير النيام. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تحبس الدعاء. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تقطع الرجاء. اللهم اغفر لي كل ذنب. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل البلاء. اللهم اغفر لي كل ذنب أذنبته وكل خطيئة أخطأتها. اللهم إني أتقرب إليك بذكرك واستشفع بك إلى نفسك وأسألك بجودك وكرمك أن تدنيني من قربك وأن توزيني شكرك وأن تلهمني ذكرك. اللهم إني أسألك سؤال خاضع متذلل خاشع متضرع أن تسامحني وترحمني وتجعلني باسمك راضيا كانيا وفي جميع الأحوال متواضعا. اللهم وأسألك سؤال من اشتدت فاقته وأنزل بك عند الشدائد حاجته وعظم فيما عندك رغبته. اللهم عظم سلطانك وعلى مكانك وخفي مكرك وظهر أمرك وغلب قهرك وجرت قدرتك ولا يمكن الفرار من حكومتك. اللهم لا أجد لذنوبي غافرا ولا لكبائه ساترا ولا لشيء من عملي الكبير بالحسن مبدلا غيرك. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك وبحمدك ظلمت نفسي وتجرعت بجهلي وسكنت إلى قديم ذكرك لي ومنك علي. اللهم مولاي كم من كبيه سترته وكم من فاد من البلاء أكلته وكم من إثار وقيته وكم من مكروه دفعته وكم من ثناء جميل لست أحلى له نشرته. اللهم أعظم بلائي وأفرط بي سوء حالي وكسرت بي أعمالي وقعدت بي أغلالي وحبسني النفع بعد عملي وخدتني الدنيا بغرورها ونفسي بخيانتها ومثالي. يا سيدي فأسألك بعزتك أن لا يحجب عنك دعائي سوء عملي وفعالي ولا تفضحني بخفي ما اطلعت عليه من سري ولا تعاجلني بالعقوبة على ما عملته في خلواتي من سوء فعلي وإساءتي ودوام تفريطي وجهالتي وكثرة شهواتي وغفلتي. وكن اللهم بعزتك لي في كل الأحوال رؤوفا وعلي في جميع الأمور أتوفا. إلهي ومولاي وربي من لي غيرك أسألك كشف ضر والنذر في أمري. إلهي ومولاي أجريت علي حكما اتبعت فيه هوى نفسي ولم أحترس فيه من تزيين عدوي فغرني بما أهوى وأسأده على ذلك الكذا فتجاوزت بما جرى علي من ذلك بعد حدودك وخالفت بعد أوامرك فلك الحمد علي في جميع ذلك، ولا حجة لي فيما جرى علي في قضاؤك، وألزمني حكمك وبلاؤك. وقد أتيتك يا إلهي بعد تقصيري وإسرافي على نفسي، معتذرا نادما منكسرا مستقيلا مستغفرا منيبا مكرا مذعنا معترفا، لا أجد مفرا مما كان مني ولا مفزعا أتوجه إليه في أمري غير قبولك عذري وإدخالك إياي في سعة من رحمتك. اللهم فاقبل عذري وارحم شدة ضري وفكني من شدي وثاكي. يا رب ارحم ضعف بدني وركة جلدي ودكة عظمي، يا من بدا خلقي وذكري وتربيتي وبري وتغذيتي. حبني لابتداء كرمك والسالف برك بي، يا إلهي وسيدي وربي. أتراك معذبي بنارك بعد توحيدك وبعد ما انطوى عليه قلبي من معرفتك وليج به لساني من ذكرك واعتقده ضميري من حبك، وبعد صدق اعترافي ودعائي خاضعا لربوبيتك. هيهات أنت أكرم من أن تذيع من ربيت أو تبد من أدنيت أو تشرد من آويت أو تسلم إلى البلاء من كفيته ورحمت. وليت شعري يا سيدي وإلهي ومولاي أتسلط النار على وجوه خرت لعظمتك ساجدا، وعلى ألسن نطقت بتوحيدك صادقا وبشكرك ماديا، وعلى قلوب اعترفت بإلهيتك محققا، وعلى ضمائر حوت من العلم بك حتى صارت خاشية، وعلى جوارح سعة الأوطان تعبدك طائيا، وأشارت باستغفارك مدهنا. ما هكذا الظن بك ولا أخبرنا بفضلك عنك يا كريم. يا ربي وأنت تعلم ضعفي عن قليل من بلاء الدنيا وعقوباتها وما يجري فيها من المكاره على أهلها، ألا أن ذلك بلاء ومكروه قليل مكثو يسير بقاؤه كثير مدته، فكيف احتمال لبلاء الآخرة وجليل وقوع المكاره فيها، وهو بلاء تطول مدته ويدوم مقامه ولا يخفف عن أهله، لأنه لا يكون إلا عن غضبك وانتقامك وسخطك، وهذا ما لا تقوم له السماوات والأرض. يا سيدي فكيف بي وأنا عبدك الضعيف الذليل الحقير المسكين المستكين. يا إلهي وربي وسيدي ومولاي، لأي الأمور إليك أشكو ولما منها أزج، وأبكي لعليم العذاب وشدته عمل طول البلاء ومدته. فلئن سيرتني في العقوبات مع أعدائك وجمعت بيني وبين أهل بلائك وفرقت بيني وبين أحبائك وأوليائك، فعبني يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي وربي. صبرت على عذابك فكيف أصبر على فراقك، وحبني صبرت على حر نارك فكيف أصبر عن النظر إلى كرامتك. أم كيف أسكن في النار ورجاء يفوق. فبعزتك يا سيدي ومولاي أقسم صادقا لئن تركتني ناتكا لأزجن إليك بين أهلها زجيج العاملين، ولأصرخن إليك صراخ المستصرخين، ولأبكين عليك بكاء الفاقدين، ولو نادينك أين كنت يا ولي المؤمنين. يا غاية آمال العارفين، يا غياث المستغيثين، يا حبيب قلوب الصادقين، ويا إله العالمين. أفتراك سبحانك يا إلهي وبحمدك تسمع فيها صوت عبد مسلم سجن فيها بمخالفتي وضاقت عذابها بمعصيتي وحبس بين أطباقها بجرمه وجريرته وهو يزج إليك زجيجا مؤمل لرحمتك ويناديك بلسان أهل توحيدك ويتوسل إليك بربوبيتك يا مولاي فكيف يبكى في العذاب وهو يرجو ما سلف من حلمك ورعفتك ورحمتك أم كيف تؤلمه النار وهو يعمل فضلك ورحمتك أم كيف يهركه لهيبها وأنت تسمع صوته وترى مكانه أم كيف يشتمل عليه زفيرها وأنت تعلم ضعفها أم كيف يتكلكل بين أتباكها وأنت تعلم صدقها أم كيف تزجره زبانيتها وهو يناديك يا رباه أم كيف يرجو فضلك في إتكه منها فتتركه فيها هيهات ما ذلك الظن بك ولا المعروف من فضلك ولا مشبه لما عملت به الموحدين من برك وإحسانك فباليقين أقطع لولا ما حكمت به من تعذيب جاحديك وقضيت من إخلاد معانديك لجعلت النار كلها بردا وسلاما وما كان لأحد فيها مكرا ولا مقاما لكنها تقدست أسماؤك أقسمت أن تملأها من الكافرين من الجنة والناس أجمعين وأن تخلد فيها المعاندين وأنت جل ثناؤك قلت مبتدئا وتطولت بالإنعام متكرما أفمن كان مؤمنا كمن كان فاسقا لا يستوون إلهي وسيدي فأسألك بالقدرة التي قدرتها وبالقضية التي حتمتها وحكمتها وغلبت من عليه أجريتها أن تهب لي في هذه الليلة وفي هذه الساعة كل جرم أجرمت وكل ذنب أذنبت وكل كبير أسررت وكل جهل عملت كتمت وأعلنت أخفيت وأظهرت وكل سيئة أمرت بإثباتها الكرام الكاتبين الذين وكلتهم بحفظ ما يكون مني وجعلتهم شهودا علي مع جميع جواره وكنت أنت الرقيب علي من ورائهم والشاهد لما خفي عنهم وبرحمتك أكفيته وبفضلك سترته وأن تغفر حظي من كل خير أنزلته أو إحسان فضلته أو بر نشرته أو رزق بسطته أو ذنب تغفره أو خطأ تستره يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي ومالك ركي يا من بيده ناسيتي يا عليما بضري ومسكنتي يا خبيرا بفقري وفاقتي يا ربي يا ربي يا رب أسألك بحقك وقدسك وعدم صفاتك واسمائك أن تجعل أوقاتي في الليل والنهار بذكرك معمورا وبخدمتك موصولا وأعمالي عندك مقبولة حتى تكون أعمالي وأورادي كلها وردا واحدا وحالي في خدمتك سرمدا يا سيدي يا من عليه مولي يا من إليه شكوت أحوالي يا ربي يا ربي يا رب قوي على خدمتك جواره واشدد على العزيمة جوانه وهب لي الجد في خشيتك والدوام في الاتصال بخدمتك حتى أسرع إليك في ميادين السابقين وأسرع إليك في المبادرين واشتاق إلى قربك في المشتاقين وأدنو منك دنو المخلصين وأخافك مخافة الموقنين واجتمع في جوارك مع المؤمنين अल्लाहुम्मा वमन अरादनी बिस्सूइन फ़ारिद वमन कादनी फ़कीद वजलनी मिन अहसनी इबादिक नसीबन इंदक व अक़रबी मंज़िलतम मिन्क व ख़सीम ज़ुल्फ़तन लदैक फ़इन्नहु ला युनालु ज़ालिका इल्ला बिफ़ज़लिक वजुदली बिजूदिक वातिफ़ अलैया बिमजदिक वाफ़दनी बिरहमतिक वजल लिसानी बिज़िक्रिक लहिजा वक़ल्बी बिहुब्बिक मुतय्यमा वमुन्न अलैया बिहुस्नि इजाबतिक वकिलनी अथरती वग़फ़िर ज़ल्लती फ़इन्नक क़ज़ैत अला इबादिक बिइबादतिक वअमरतहुम बिदुआइक वज़मिनत लहुमुल इजाबा फ़इलैक या रब्बी नसब्तु वजही वइलैक या रब्बी मददतु यदी फ़बिइज़्ज़तिक अस्तजिब ली दुआई वबल्लिग़नी मुनाई वला तक़ता मिन फ़ज़लिक रजाई वक़्फ़िनी शर्रल जिन्नि वल इंसि मिन अदाई या सरीअर रिज़ा इग़फ़िर लिमन ला यमलिकु इल्ला दुआ फ़इन्नक फ़आलुन लिमा तशा या मन इस्मुहु दवा व ज़िक्रुहु शिफ़ा व ताअतुहु ग़िनान इरहम मन रासु मालिर रजा व सिलाहुल बुक़ा या साबिग़न नियाम व या दाफ़िअन निक़ाम या नूरल मुस्तवहिशीन फ़िज़्ज़ुलाम या आलिमन ला युअल्लम सल्लि अला मुहम्मदिन व आलि मुहम्मद वफ़अल बिमा अन्त अहलु व सल्लल्लाहु अला रसूलि वल अइम्मतिल मयामीन मिन आलि व सल्लम तस्लीमन कसीरन कसीरा। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला सूरतुल मुबारकतुल फ़ातिहा मअस सलवात। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला
बर मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद सलावत। बारे दीगर नारे सलावत। समझ के सहारा सताया गया सकीना को कदम कदम पे रुलाया गया सकीना को वो ज़ख्म आज भी ताज़ा है पुश्ते नाका से और गिरी नहीं है गिराया गया सकीना को कैद खाने से सकीना की ये आती थी सदा पसलियाँ टूट गईं
मेरी भी दादी की तरह। कैद खाने से सकीना की ये आती थी सदा, पसलियाँ टूट गई मेरी भी दादी की तरह। हो गई 4 बरस में ही सकीना ज़हरा, पसलियाँ टूट गई मेरी भी दादी की तरह। वो भी दादा से छुपाती रही अपना पहलू, मुझसे भी देखे न जाएंगे अली के आंसू, मुझसे भी देखे न जाएंगे अली के आंसू। जीते जी मेरा ज़ख्म न देखे भैया, पसलियाँ टूट गई मेरी भी दादी की तरह। कैद खाने से सकीना की ये आती थी सदा, पसलियाँ टूट गई मेरी भी दादी की तरह। अब समझ सकती हूँ किस तरह वो सोती होंगी, हाथ पहलू पे रखे कैसे तड़पती होंगी, हाथ पहलू पे रखे कैसे तड़पती होंगी। करवटें दर्द मुझे भी नहीं लेने देता, पसलियाँ टूट गई मेरी भी दादी की तरह। कैद खाने से सकीना की ये आती थी सदा, पसलियाँ टूट गई मेरी भी दादी की तरह। हूबहू फातिमा ज़हरा सी ज़ईफ़ी छाई, झुर्रियाँ चेहरे पे बालों पे सफ़ेदी आई, झुर्रियाँ चेहरे पे बालों पे सफ़ेदी आई। एक कमी बाकी थी वो भी हुई पूरी बाबा, पसलियाँ टूट गई मेरी भी दादी की तरह। कैद खाने से सकीना की ये आती थी सदा, पसलियाँ टूट गई मेरी भी दादी की तरह। आपका सर जले दामन में उठाने के लिए, हाथ दरबार में मुश्किल से उठाए मैंने, हाथ दरबार में मुश्किल से उठाए मैंने। तुमको उस वक्त भी मैंने न बताया बाबा, पसलियाँ टूट गई मेरी भी दादी की तरह। कैद खाने से सकीना की ये आती थी सदा, पसलियाँ टूट गई मेरी भी दादी की तरह। गिर पड़ी खाक पे नामों से नबी पीट के सर, कैद खाने में हुई और क़यामत अकबर, कैद खाने में हुई और क़यामत अकबर। लेके सर बाप का बच्ची ने जो रो रो के कहा, पसलियाँ टूट गईं मेरी भी दादी की तरह। कैद खाने से सकीना की ये आती थी सदा, पसलियाँ टूट गईं मेरी भी दादी की तरह। बर मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद सलवात। सूरत मुबारकतुल फातिहा।
मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद सलवात।
रहिमल्लाहु मन क़रअ सूरतुल मुबारकतुल फातिहा। अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर लईनिर रजीम। बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि बारिइल खलाइकिल अजमईन बाइसिल अंबियाइ वल मुरसलीन, सुम्मस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला अशरफिल अंबिया हबीब कुलूबिना व शफीअ ज़ुनूबिना अबिल क़ासिम मुहम्मद। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला मुहम्मद व आलि मुहम्मद। सुम्मस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला अहलि बैतिहि अत्तय्यिबीन अत्ताहिरीन अल-मासूमीन अल-मज़लूमीन, सियमा वलियुल्लाहिल हुज्जत इब्नुल हसन साहिबल अम्रि वज़्ज़मान। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला मुहम्मद व आलि मुहम्मद। रूही व अरवाहिल आलमीन लहुल फ़िदा व लअनतुल्लाहि अला अअदाइहिम अजमईन मिनल अव्वलीन वल आखिरीन इला क़ियामि यौमिद्दीन। अम्मा बअद। क़ाल रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि व आलिहि वसल्लम, अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला मुहम्मद व आलि मुहम्मद। इन्नल्लाह यरज़ा लिरिज़ाति फ़ातिमा व यग़ज़ब लिग़ज़बिहा। सदक़न नबिय्यु व आमन्ना बिह। नव्विरु मजालिसकुम बिज़िक्रि मुहम्मदिन व आलि मुहम्मद। Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. A second of your loudest salawat for hastening the reappearance of Maulana Sahib al-Amri wa Zaman. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Ahibai, yesterday we began a discussion in regards to understanding the Mus'haf Fatima. And we said, because today we are continuing, so by way of tadhkirah, to wrap up in terms of summary and a reminder from the major points that was discussed yesterday, is that number one, Jibreel alayhi salam used to descend down upon Sayyida Fatima az-Zahra after the martyrdom of Rasulullah, and he used to convey to her revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we established yesterday from the hadith in Basairud Darajat that how it is possible for Jibreel to communicate with other than Rasulullah. We then went on and we proved from within the Quran that Jibreel as an angel used to descend down upon Sayyidah Maryam and used to communicate with Sayyidah Maryam the revelation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For Maryam alayha salam, la nabi wa la imam, she is neither a nabi, she's neither a nabi nor an imam, and yet Jibra'il would come down and speak to her. Yani we spoke about this and we gave the dalil from the Quran. Therefore, when we come with a hadith and we say that Sayyidah Zahra alayha salam used to communicate with the malaika, this is not something where the Shia should be accused of kufr or shirk, because the dalil is from the Quran in itself. And then we went on and we spoke about how this mushaf in itself, through the hadith, the book of Fatima, yani this mushaf, the conversations that would happen between Sayyidati Nisa'il Alameen and between Jibra'il, Amirul Mu'mineen would sit and he would write down these conversations. He would write down what Jibra'il would reveal to her. These papers were then compiled together and they form a scripture known as the Mushaf Fatima. Jayyid. If we understand this from yesterday, then we continue with today in regards to the Mushaf Fatima, in that what is this book Mushaf Fatima? What are the contents of this Mushaf Fatima? Number one. And number two, is this book Mushaf Fatima present today? Do we have access to this book which contains all these ilms and this revelation from Jibra'il, yani revelation of Allah through Jibra'il? Where is this book? Do we have access towards this book or no? For inshallah, the idea is that for tonight we shall explore these two avenues and go into some depth with some of the ishkal that surround it. We shall give answers towards this. All of this with the barakat of a salawat ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Coming to the first point, what is the content of the Mushaf Fatima? This revelation that Jibra'il alayhi salam came down with to Sayyidah Zahra, what is it? Yesterday we established, awalan, this is not a Quran, as per the accusations that are made against the Shia. It is not Quran. What is this text? We have hadith, again, from Kitabul Kafi of Shaykh al-Kulayni rahmatullah alayh, where the hadith on authority of the 6th Imam, when he is speaking to one of his companions in regards to the Mushaf Fatima, he says, وَلَيْسَ فِيهِ شَيْءٌ مِّنَ الْحَلَالِ وَالْحَرَامِ. There is nothing within the Mushaf Fatima in regards to halal and haram, meaning that the Mushaf Fatima is not a text that deals with ahkam fiqhiyya. You see, the Imam is defining for us those types or the sciences of knowledges that are available within the Mus'haf, that are present within the Mus'haf. So number one, it's not Quran. Number two, it is not a book that deals with ahkam fiqhiyya. We have other books of Ahlul Bayt, other books authored by Ahlul Bayt that deal with fiqh. So for example, one of these books of Ahlul Bayt that deal with fiqh is the Jami'ah, known as the Jami' Ali, for example. The Jami'ah of Ali, the compilation of Amirul Mu'mineen. This compilation of Amirul Mu'mineen is what? This was a book written, authored by Amirul Mu'mineen with a full explanation of all the masail fiqhiyya in regards to ibadat that are extracted in essence and ahkam that are extracted from the Quran. You find that Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salam compiled this. And this is one of the tragedies of the Ummah, in that it lost access to this pure ilm due to the crimes that were committed in Saqifa. You find that in addition to the Jami' that was authored by Amirul Mu'mineen, one of the other writings of Amirul Mu'mineen was the tafsir of the Quran in itself. Yani you find that after the martyrdom of Rasulullah, and we use the word martyrdom very carefully, Ikhwani, there is a difference between shahada and wafat. Wafat yani natural death, whereas martyrdom yani shahada. And we have texts from ulama of both schools of thought, be it Shia or non-Shia, that established that Rasulullah in essence was shaheed. Rasulullah was martyred by poison. The question over here is that who poisoned Rasulullah? This is something that requires research. But we have numerous hadith that point towards this from both schools of thought. In any case, the historians come forward and they mention for us that the commandment of Rasulullah to Amirul Mu'mineen was after Saqifa, and we shall speak about this in detail hopefully towards the last majlis, in that why Amirul Mu'mineen took the stances that he took after the martyrdom of Rasulullah. But one of the commandments of Rasulullah to Amirul Mu'mineen was that after me you shall compile the Quran. Compile the Quran, yani meaning what? Was the Quran already not compiled? You see, we have a lot of ishkalat in our history because a lot of this history was fabricated by the likes of Bani Umayyah, Bani Abbas, and the followers of Saqifa. Many times they go and they attribute the compilation of the Quran, they give this credit to Uthman ibn Affan. Yani from the time of Rasulullah until the time of Uthman ibn Affan, the Quran was not compiled. And now we come forward and we ask a question in terms of an ishkal. Is it possible for Rasulullah to leave the ummah after his martyrdom without a Quran? Yani for 23 years, wahi came down on the Rasulullah from Jibreel, on the Rasulullah, but Rasulullah never took an active effort to compile the Quran and leave it behind for the Muslims? Does this not go against the wisdom of Rasulullah? This is number one. Number two, we have hadith that is narrated by Muslim scholars unanimous, regardless of their faith, regardless of their sect, or regardless of the school of fiqh that they adhere to, that Rasulullah claimed, Inni tarikun fikum al-thiklain, kitabullahi wa itrati ahla bayti. Now from the side of the mukhalifin, the hadith is of two versions. One that says Ahlu Bayti, yani itrati Ahla Bayti, and another one that says Sunnati. Distinguishing which one is correct, which one is more authentic than the other is a bahath on its own. But regardless of all this, there is ittifaq on one thing, that Rasulullah said, Inni tarikun fikum al-thiklain. What is established is Kitabullahi. This is no two Muslims will disagree on this. Sahih Lola. Rasulullah in his lifetime said, I'm leaving behind for you two weighty things. From these two weighty things, the first thing is what? Kitabullah. How is it that Rasulullah is saying, I am leaving for you behind two weighty things? One of those things is what? The Quran. And what did Rasulullah use to describe the word Quran? Kitab. Meaning what? The Quran was already compiled as a kitab, as a book in the lifetime of Rasulullah. Yani how can it be Rasulullah is saying, I'm leaving for you behind the book, but that book is not even compiled? Somebody would have gone and said, Ya Rasulullah, show us the book. Where is this book? Yani he's telling you, I'm leaving behind for you a book which is not even compiled to begin with. So a lot of these things, misconceptions can be clarified with the aql and contemplating upon the hadith that are authentic. For the Quran was already compiled during the time of Rasulullah. So what did Amirul Mu'mineen compile? We have within our traditions that when we come across the hadith that Rasulullah commanded Amirul Mu'mineen to compile the Quran, ya'ani to compile the tafsir of the Quran in regards to Asbabun Nuzul, in regards to its tafsir and its ta'wil, because all the ilm in regards to the Quran was with Amirul Mu'mineen. In fact, Amirul Mu'mineen himself says that there is not a single verse that was revealed, neither during the day, nor during the night, except that I was witness to this revelation and have ilm of the zahir, the apparent of the verse, and the hidden meanings, the batin of the verse. For you find that Amirul Mu'mineen compiled these two books, the Jami', which has to do with the ahkam, and the tafsir of the Quran. In regards to the tafsir, we have in Kitab Sulaim bin Qais al-Hilali that Amirul Mu'mineen came a few days after the martyrdom of Rasulullah, and he presented this Quran to the Muhajirin and the Ansar. And it so happened that when they looked at tafsir of the Quran compiled by Amirul Mu'mineen, the first page that they came onto was from Surah Al-Munafiqeen. And you know that from Surah Al-Munafiqeen, the sifat of the munafiqs that are there, Amirul Mu'mineen had outlined for whom and on whom this surah had revealed. And hence, out of fear, they shunned away the tafsir of Amirul Mu'mineen. And this is now from one of the secrets of Ahlul Bayt, as we will see towards the end of the lecture. For you find that there were a number of writings that were compiled by Amirul Mu'mineen. You had the Jami', which has ahkam, and you have the tafsir of the Quran. And in addition to this, he wrote down this revelation and these conversations that happened between Sayyidah Zahra and between Jibreel. Together it is known as the Mus'haf. Tayyib. So we know, coming back to our discussion, what is the content of this Mus'haf? We know that it is not Quran, and we also know that it is not Ahkam Fiqhiyah. Tayyib, what is it we have inside? Again, referring back to the hadith that we used yesterday from Basairud Darajat, where Imam as-Sadiq says in regards to the Mus'haf, وَكَانَ يعني Jibreel وَكَانَ يُخْبِرُهَا بما يكون بعدها في ذريتها. One of the things that is outlined within the Mus'haf Fatima is that Jibreel used to give information about the future to Sayyidah Zahra on what would happen on her children, في ذريتها. As we pointed out yesterday, Jibreel informed Sayyidah Zahra of the manner in which Imam Hassan would be shaheed, and how Amirul Mu'mineen would be shaheed, and what would happen to Imam al-Hussein, all the way until Imam al-Askari. This knowledge of the ghaib, this knowledge of the unseen and the future, he gave to her, particularly in what happens to Imam al-Hussein, which is why the narrations come forward and they tell us that 3 days before the shahada of Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen, towards the end of her life, the effect of the assault, the intensity of the assault that she was subject to, weakened her body to the extent that Mohsin was shaheed. The narrations read, or the makatil, those arbabul makatil, those ulama who have dedicated research and time into this, they come forward in their writings and they say that during the end of her life, Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen used to spend number of her days unconscious. She would be between consciousness and pain. The extent of the dhulm that Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen went through. For the hadith mentions 3 days before her shahada, she calls her daughter Sayyidah Zainab, and she says to Sayyidah Zainab, my wasiyah to you. For we understand that Sayyidah Zahra gave multiple wasiyahs to multiple people. She gave a wasiyah to Asma bint Umays. One of that part of that wasiyah is that you build for me a tabut, such that my janaza, when I'm put, my corpse is being put on the bier, my body cannot be seen by the na-mahram. So one wasiyah she gave to Asma bint Umays to build for her a tabut. One wasiyah she gave to Amirul Mu'mineen to be buried in the darkness of the night, and none of the munafiqeen should be allowed to recite the salat over her body, and so on and so forth, as we will see in the Maqtal. And a third wasiyah she gave to Sayyidah Zainab al-Kubra. Sayyidah Zainab at that time was not more than the age of 5 or 6. 3 days before her shahada, the narration mentions that Sayyidah Zahra called Sayyidah Zainab, and she says to her, my wasiyah to you is that I want to give you 2 amanas. The first amana is that she removed the shirt, and our narrations tell us that these are the shirts. This was the shirt of Nabiullah Ibrahim. She gave this shirt to Sayyidah Zainab, and she says to him, there will come a day when your brother is surrounded by enemies in the land of Karbala, and when he is left by himself and he asks you to come forward with a shirt in which nobody else will desire, then give him this shirt. احنا انتم Ahlul Aza, and you are people of Aza, and you are people of love of Ahlul Bayt. And you know the Maqtal of Imam al-Hussein. On the day of Ashura, before he went into fight, he asked Sada-e-Zainab, give me a shirt which nobody will desire in after they have killed me, because they were going to plunder and loot what was on his body. Sada-e-Zainab comes and gives him a shirt. This shirt was which shirt? It was a shirt given to her by Sayyidah Zahra. This shirt belonged to who? To Nabiullah Ibrahim. You find that there are ashya, there are things ajib and gharib in the secrets of Ahlul Bayt. And the second wasiyah that she gave to Sayyidah Zainab alayhi salam, she says to him, and on that day in Ashura, on that day of Karbala, kiss my son Hussein for me on the neck. Yani the place in which Shimr will perform the greatest crime to be performed in human history. For you find that the wasiyah of Sayyidah Zainab, or the wasiyah of Sayyidah Zahra alayha salam, in this case, towards Amirul Mu'mineen, towards Asma, and towards Sayyidah Zainab. For the narrations mention that the first thing which is content, in regards to the content present in the Mus'haf Fatima, is that there is ilm of the ghaib, ilm of the future events in terms of the oppression that will happen on the Imams after Sayyidah Zahra. This is number one. Number two, in regards to the content of what is available in the Mus'haf Fatima, the type of knowledge that is available in the Mus'haf Fatima, Hadith Sharif that goes back to the book Dalailul Imamah, where the Imam says within the Mus'haf Fatima there is ilm wa fihi asma'ul mu'mineen wal mu'minat wal kafirun wal kafirat ila yawm al qiyamah. Yani within this Mus'haf there is the names of all the mu'mineen and all the mu'minat, yani the names of all the lovers of Ahlul Bayt. In short, the names of the people who will enter into Jannah. And within the Mus'haf is the name of all those who are the enemies of Ahlul Bayt and will enter into Nar Jahannam. Hence we have within our hadith that when we go for ziyarah, particularly Ikhwani, this text that we have between our hands, Kamilu Ziyarat, which is authored by Allama ibn Qawlaway rahmatullah alayh, is a text which has the secrets of Ahlul Bayt and the secrets of the ziyarah of Sayyid al-Shuhada. Now we have within our hadith and within our narrations that when a person goes for the ziyarah of Imam al-Hussein, when you go to the ziyarah of any one of the Imams, in fact in the ziyarah of Imam al-Hussein you say, Ashhadu annaka tara makami wa tasma' kalami. You stand in front of the dhari of Imam al-Hussein and you say, I bear witness that you can see me and you can hear me. And you enter when you go to Karbala al-Muqaddas. Ahibai, do not think that you are just in front of an empty dhari and la. This is just the grave and the space or the place where Imam Sajjad buried Imam al-Hussein. Abadan la. You are at a place where you are attesting, I know Ya Aba Abdullah, you can see me and you can hear me. And from this you are able to extract ahkam of adab and akhlaq, how to behave in Karbala, how to behave in the haram, what you say, how you look at other people, what you say to other people, what goes in your mind. The Imam is witness over everything. Be careful in the way you behave when you go to Karbala. Be careful on your behavior. La samahallah, God forbid we commit any sin or anything that is haram, and the Imam is looking at us with his own eyes. We have another tradition that comes forward when a person goes for ziyarah, the Imam recognizes the za'ir by the reality of his faith. Yani the Imam knows when the person enters into the haram to do his ziyarah, the Imam knows whether this person has true iman or not, whether he is from the munafiq or whether he is from the muqassir or what he is. The Imam knows the reality inside of us. And now we can hide our reality from other people. I can sit in front of you and pretend to be a mu'min and a muttaqi and a alim and whatnot. Can pretend in front of you. But I can deceive you. I cannot deceive Ahlul Bayt. Hence, this is ma'rifah. When a person goes for ziyarah. See, from this one topic of Mus'haf Fatima, there are so many doors that open up. This in itself is not a coincidence. Sayyidah Zahra is the secret of all ilm. We're trying to understand Mus'haf Fatima, and you see all these other doors of ilm and ma'arif open up in front of us. This is from the secrets of Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen and the majalis of Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen. فإحنا أحبائي, when we understand hadith like these, they help us in purification of our nafs. When you go to Karbala, when you go for ziyarah, how do you portray yourself? What frame of mind we should be in? This is why the hadith tells us from the adab and the akhlaq of the ziyarah that you fast before you go for ziyarah. You spend time in istighfar. You clear debts, raddul madhalim, seek forgiveness, what not. Such that when you go there with a level of purity. Mafatihul Jinan, Sheikh Abbas al-Qummi rahmatullah alayh. Many times you find in Idhn al-Dukhul. You know, Idhn al-Dukhul, we have two categories of Idhn al-Dukhul. Permission to enter into the haram. One is the text that we read. This is important. This is from the adab and the akhlaq. Do we enter into any one of our friends' house or relatives' house without permission? We call permission to enter into their house. Then if to somebody who is a normal human being we ask permission, then what about that person who is the Sada, the Sayyid of all kainat? Enter into his haram, we have to take permission. So there is adab and akhlaq. In addition to reciting that text or that script that is there, Alama Sheikh Abbas al-Qummi says, and one of the indications, tayyib, you ask permission to enter into the haram. And the Imam accepts everybody. But there are darajats of acceptance. Sheikh Abbas al-Qummi says, and how do you know that the Imam has given you permission to enter into the haram? He says, when you reach at that point, when your heart is overcome by grief, and you feel that the tears are forming in your eyes, at that moment, know the Imam is given you permission to enter into the haram. That's why adab and akhlaq of ziyarat, how to go in, how to come out. It's not just a routine check in and out. Abadan la. For you find that, coming to our topic, Mus'haf Fatima, the first thing that is there is the events of the unknown, the events of all the oppression that will happen onto the Imams. All this knowledge is in the Mus'haf Fatima. Number two, you have that within the Mus'haf Fatima is the names of all the mu'mineen, people who will enter into Jannah, and the names of the kafirin, those who will enter into Jahannam. This is number two. Number three, within the Mus'haf Fatima, again in Dalailul Imama, the text, yani the source, it is mentioned that within the Mus'haf Fatima, there is a list and names of all those dictators and all those oppressors who will rule in the dunya until the dhuhur of the Imam, and for how long they will rule. Which is why we have in our traditions, again found in Kitabul Kafi al-Sharif, that when the government or the dynasty of Bani Abbas came to take power, they stood up in revolution against Bani Abbas. And when the corruption of against Bani Umayyah, when the corruption of Bani Abbas became apparent, revolutions began to occur against Bani Abbas. So one of the companions came and asked Imam as-Sadiq alayhi salam, they said, Yabna Rasulullah, why do you not join in revolution? Why do you not fight against Bani Abbas? The narration mentions that Imam as-Sadiq says, I looked into the Mus'haf Fatima and I know the outcome and how long they are going to rule for. For the Imam never enters into a revolution that is a failing revolution. For even the decisions of the Imams on when to stand up and when to not stand, when to lead a revolution and when not to lead a revolution, that ilm is ilm that was governed or extracted from the Mus'haf Fatima. You see all these political events that unfold in front of us, dictators who have come and gone, all this ilm within the Mus'haf. And then you have again Dala'ilul Imama. The Imam continues and says, and within the Mus'haf Fatima is the ilm of the Injil and the Tawrat and the Zabur. Yani the tafsir of all these books, the Tawrat that was revealed on Nabi Musa, the tafsir of the Injil that was revealed on Nabi Isa, the tafsir of those ad'iyah, du'as that are found in the Zabur of Dawood, the tafsir of all this is inside the Mus'haf Fatima. Now from here, there are a number of ishkal. So we understand in summary that the Mus'haf Fatima contains secrets. Whatever ilm there is, the secrets of this ilm is within the Mus'haf Fatima. There's an ishkal that comes forward, number of ishkal. We stop over here and we see what are the objections. A person comes and says, Shaykhuna, how can all this ilm be available in a book that is 3 volumes or 3 times more than the Quran? Because you remember yesterday the hadith of Imam as-Sadiq that we saw when he describes the Mus'haf Fatima, he says that it is 3 times the size of the Quran. Yani within 18,000 lines, say for example, within 18,000 lines, is it possible that all this knowledge, all this ilm can be contained in 18,000? So some people say the amount of ilm that is described within the Mus'haf Fatima, it is not possible to be contained within a 3-volume book. How can this be? What is the explanation? We say, no, the answer is very simple. Have you seen a flash disk? Have a flash disk this small. Within a flash disk this small, you can have 5 GB, 10 GB, 20 GB of data. A normal human being can put 10 GB of data in something this small. Then what about Allah Azza wa Jalla, who is qadirun ala kulli shay? Iman and taqwa comes from ilm of tawheed. That is why we find a lot of these objections in regards to the mu'jizat of Sayyidah Fatima al-Zahra that people put forward. They come and they laugh at us. They say, what are these? This is not intellectual. How can you have all this information in 3 books? We have examples in front of us. A man-made person can do this. Then what about Allah Azza wa Jal? Kun fayakun. There is no restriction in the power of Allah. Allah is not able to do this? He is able to do this. So that first ishkal is out. Tayyib. Second ishkal that comes forward is that person comes and says, and the Shia have been accused of kufr and shirk because of this. They come forward and they say that the content, the ilm that is present inside the Mus'haf Fatima has to do with ilmul ghaib. Ilm, knowledge of the future, knowledge of the unseen. And they come forward and say that nobody has ilmul ghaib except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yani, according to them, if you say that even the Nabi has ilmul ghaib, there are people who believe even till today, sects, schools of thoughts that say that even Rasulullah did not have ilmul ghaib. And nobody can have ilmul ghaib except Allah. Otherwise it is kufr or shirk. So they say, how can anybody except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have ilmul ghaib? Tayyib, ehna, we're people of dalil. So show us the dalil. And you find that even from the side of the Wahhabiyya and the Salafiyya, they come forward with ilm. They use the Quran. And they come and they say, from the Quran we can prove to you that Nabi, Rasulullah doesn't have ilmul ghaib. If Rasulullah doesn't have ilmul ghaib, then by default, Amirul Mu'mineen Sayyidah Zahra and the rest of your imams cannot have ilmul ghaib. What is the proof? This is now the ishkal. They come forward and the proof is this, from the Quran. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Surah An-Naml. Verse number 65. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Qul la ya'lamu man fis samawati wal ardhil ghaib illa Allah. Khalas, it's a verse of the Quran. They say that within the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Qul, yani say, the command is to who? To Rasulullah, because Rasulullah is the one who is the receiver of wahi. So Allah is telling Rasulullah, say to the people, La ya'lamu man fi samawati wal ardh. Nobody, neither in the heavens, neither in the earth, nobody has what? Al-ghaib. Nobody has knowledge of the unseen, knowledge of the future, illallah. Ayah, cut clear in the Quran. This is Quran. Nobody has ilmul ghaib except Allah. احنا we come and we say Amir al-Mu'minin has ilm al-Ghaib, Sayyidah Zahra had ilm al-Ghaib, Rasulullah had ilm al-Ghaib. What is our jawab to this? Now we come forward and we say that the jawab is also within the Quran. Mushkila, the problem is that with the nawasib, that they take selected verses of the Quran and abandon other verses in the Quran. So we come forward and we say that in answer to this is that we have in Suratul Jinn, verse number 26, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, in regards to the description of this ilmul ghaib. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Alimul Ghaib. Describing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is the one who has knowledge of all ghaib. He has knowledge of the unseen, and He has knowledge of things even before they happen. His knowledge is infinite. Alimul ghaib. And then the verse continues. فَلَا يُظْهِرُ عَلَى غَيْبِهِ أَحَدًا. Now, ta'qeedah, nobody knows this ghaib. فَلَا يُظْهِرُهُ عَلَى غَيْبِهِ أَحَدًا. Nobody has access to this ilmul ghaib of Allah. Tayyib. Bas Baba, don't stop here. Complete the ayah. إِلَّا مَنِ ارْتَضَى مِن رَسُولٍ. Nobody has access to the ilm of ghaib except for those Rasul, except for those prophets with whom Allah is pleased with. So now we say that when you are trying to understand the issue of ilmul ghaib within the Quran, you don't only rely on one or two verses. You look at the entire verses, all the verses in the Quran that speak about ilmul ghaib. Put them together to get a holistic picture. Do not use select verses of the Quran to draw conclusions. The problem is in the way we understand the Quran. For the first verse that we have, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that ilmul ghaib is only with Allah, the source of this ilmul ghaib is Allah, and He decides who He will reveal this ilmul ghaib to. The condition over here is two, to those people whom the ilmul ghaib is revealed. Number one is that they are from the prophets, Rusulun. And the condition which is khas in regards to this, إِلَّا مَنِ ارْتَضَى. Irtada, from the word rida, meaning that Allah can reveal this ilmul ghaib to those whom He is pleased with. Irtada, from the word rida. And now you have over here Rasulullah, ulama of the Amma and the Khasa are muttafiqeen that Rasulullah said, Inna Allah yarda liridati Fatima. Allah is pleased with the pleasure of Fatima. And this verse of the Quran says that Allah reveals the ilmul ghaib with those whom He is pleased. And Rasulullah says Allah is pleased with Fatima, meaning Fatima has access to ilmul ghaib. Ya Ali. This is by way of istidlal. By way of istidlal, extracting ahkam through contemplation and whatnot. Either way, person will come forward and he will say, Shaykhana, we understand and we agree. Wasallamna, we accept that Allah can give ilmul ghaib to the anbiya, and based on this Rasulullah has ilmul ghaib, because this verse says in particular man irtada min rasulin, from the anbiya, from the prophets. So a person can come forward and say, Ya Shaykhuna, this dalil that you gave us from Suratul Jinn, that ilmul ghaib can be attained by the creation, this is particular from the anbiya, because it says min rasulin. But Sayyidah Zahra alayha salam, la nabi wa la imam. So this verse cannot be applied to Sayyidah Zahra. Tayyib. Now we come to the next step. The first thing we have established is that ilmul ghaib is not exclusive to Allah. Not exclusive in the sense that it is exclusive to Allah. Allah is the source of this ilm. He gives it to whoever He wants. And from it the anbiya. He gives the ilmul ghaib to the Anbiya. We come forward and we say that it is even possible for somebody who is not a Nabi, la Nabi, wala Imam, to also have access to ilmul ghaib. And the proof for this is also the Quran. Tayyib, how? We refer back again to Surah Ali Imran. Surah Ali Imran. Yesterday, if you remember, Ahibai, we talked about verses from Surah Ali Imran where we were able to prove that the Malaika communicated with Nabi Maryam. And because Jibreel communicated with Nabi Maryam, there should not be any ishkal when we establish that Jibreel communicated with Sayyidah Zahra, khasatan because Zahra is the master of Maryam. Sahih? Now our next ishkal that we are understanding is it possible for Allah to give ilmul ghaib to a person who is neither a Nabi nor an Imam? We say yes, and the proof again is the Quran. Again, Surah Ali Imran from verse number 45. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. وَإِذْ قَالَتِ الْمَلَائِكَةُ يَا مَرْيَمْ إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُبَشِّرُكِ بِكَلِمَةٍ مِّنْهُ اسْمُهُ الْمَسِيحُ عِيسَى ابْنَ مَرْيَمَ. إِذْ قَالَتِ الْمَلَائِكَةُ يعني الملائكة, the alif lam for jins, pointing towards Jibreel alayhi salam. When Jibreel said to Maryam, Ya Maryam, Inna Allah yubashiruki bikalimatin minhu ismuhu Masih. Ya Maryam, Allah is giving you glad tidings of the word, Kalimatullah, of the word whose name is Masih, yani Nabi Isa Ibn Maryam, wajihan fid dunya wal akhirah wa min al mukarrabin, and he is going to have great honor and great shan, a great prophet who has a great maqam in the dunya and the akhirah. Tayyib, what is happening over here? Jibreel is informing Sayyidah Maryam of a Nabi who is going to come, and his maqam is going to be so great. Meaning what? Jibreel is sharing with Sayyidah Maryam ilmul ghaib, because until now Nabi Isa is not born. Until now Nabi Isa has not been raised to the heaven. Until now Nabi Isa has not been conceived in a miraculous way. Jibreel is telling Lady Maryam, this is what is going to happen in the future. وَيُكَلِّمُ النَّاسِ فِي الْمَهْدِ. She says, and this Nabi, we are giving you ilmul ghaib. This Nabi who is going to come, he will speak with the people when he's in the cradle. وَكُحْلًا وَمِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. And he will play a great role even during the end of his life. Meaning what? From within the Quran, we see of these verses 45 to 46 in Surah Ali Imran that Jibreel is giving Sayyidah Maryam ilmul ghaib, ilm of the future, what will happen to Nabi Isa. Now we are saying the same thing. Jibreel came and gave Sayyidah Zahra knowledge of what will happen in the future. On what basis? There is tuhma on the Shia of kufr and shirk and all these killings, when our belief is warranted over here in the Quran. Is there any ghulu? Is there any kufr? Is there any shirk? Abadan la. All the teachings are over here by the Quran. This is why, ahibai, between brackets, it is important that our faith, everything that we have within our faith, we try and we back this up with Quran. Understanding Quran is very important. Recitation of Quran with tajweed and with makharij, muhim jiddan, very important. But as important, if not more important, is understanding tafsir of the Quran. Many of the ishkalat, many of the objections, many of the doubts, the shubuhat that are presented within our circles, a lot of these can be, if not all of them, can be clarified from the Quran. The darajat of Ahlul Bayt from the Quran. Now see, there is one thing that was running in my mind yesterday and today, where we came and we said that Sayyidah Zahra alayhi salam, la Nabi wa la Imam. She was neither a Nabi neither an imam. Akhaf, sometimes I feel that by saying statements like this, we don't want to give anybody the impression that the daraja of Sayyidah Zahra is low, in that because she's not a Nabi or she's not an imam, there is no special daraja to her. Abadan la. When we say that she's neither a Nabi nor is she an imam, that doesn't mean her daraja is lower than a Nabi or an imam. Rather, it means, be very careful what I'm going to say, rather it means that daraja of Sayyidah Zahra is higher than the daraja of the Nabi and higher of the imam, with the exception of Rasulullah, because Rasulullah is Ashraful Khalq. Ajib. What is the dalil for this, Shaykhuna? This is a big claim. Zahra is greater than the Anbiya, with the exception of Rasulullah. And Zahra is greater than all the Imams, with the exception of Amirul Mu'mineen, yani Kufu, the equal of Amirul Mu'mineen. And within this there are khususiyat for Amirul Mu'mineen and khususiyat for Sayyidah Zahra. Tell you what is the proof for this? Number one, that she is greater than all the A'immah. We have Hadith al-Sharif by Imam al-Askari salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi. Hadith al-Sharif by Imam al-Askari, where he says that نحن حجج الله على خلقه وأمنا فاطمة حجة الله علينا. Allahu Akbar. Imam al-Askari says that we are the arguments and the proof of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on earth. We are the hujjah of Allah on earth. And our mother Fatima is a hujjah on top of us. The entire khalq has to obey the imams of Ahlul Bayt. Sayyidah Zahra is a hujjah and the master over Ahlul Bayt. Imam al-Askari says this. Tayyib. So we understand that the maqam of Sayyidah Zahra in regards to A'immah. Tayyib, now came the issue of Nabuwah, with the exception of Rasulullah. Yani Rasulullah Musallamat, Ashraful Makhluqeen and Awwalul Makhluqeen. The first thing Allah created was the nur of Rasulullah. The best of all creation, Rasulullah. Rasulullah is uncomparable. Rasulullah, and after Rasulullah you have Amirul Mu'mineen, because Amirul Mu'mineen is created from the nur of Rasulullah, as we have within our hadith. And the Quran even points to this, the ayah of Mubahila, وَمِنْ أَنفُسَنَا وَأَنفُسَكُمْ. Tayyib. Now let me ask you a question, Ikhwani. And inshallah, you don't get scared by this. And these are majalis, ma'arif. Khaf, somebody comes and says, this is ghulu and shirk, ye hamara akida barbad kar raha hai, and all these things. La la, abadan, don't be scared. Maqam Ahlul Bayt. We have to understand how great Allah has created Ahlul Bayt. The question is this: who is greater, an Imam or a Nabi? With the exception of Rasulullah. We said the Rasulullah is istithna khas. Rasulullah untouchable, highest of the high. Outside of Rasulullah, who is greater in terms of adama, in terms of daraja, and in terms of the maqam? A Nabi or an Imam?
An Imam.
Imam has a position which is higher than the Anbiya. Proof for this is what? Quran and Hadith. Quran, inshallah, tomorrow I will bring for you the proof. The Quran from the case of Nabi Ibrahim. I was not going to speak about this, but alhamdulillah, khair inshallah. From the Hadith we come forward to you. And we say, Ya Ikhwani, ulama of the Amma and the Khassa are of the opinion that Nabi Isa will return back to the dunya at the end of time. There is no ikhtilaf in this issue. Nabi Isa is coming back. Between the Amma and the Khassa, Shia scholars and non-Shia scholars, everybody believes Nabi Isa is going to come back. And there is also no dispute on the fact that when Nabi Isa descends down from the heavens towards the end of time, that he will recite Salat. at the time of the Mahdi. Who the Mahdi is, we'll leave for now in terms of personality, the character of this Imam, the identity of the Imam, that the Mahdi is the son of Hassan al-Askari. This debate leave for now, because this one there can be majal for debate. Now, although there is no doubt that the Mahdi is the son of Imam Hassan al-Askari. But ulama in which there is ittifaq is that Nabi Isa will descend down from the heavens during the end of time, which will coincide with the time of the Mahdi. And Nabi Isa will recite salat behind the Mahdi. The Mahdi is an Imam from the Ayyam of Ahlul Bayt. The rule of Imamul Jama'ah is that the one who has the greatest darajah should lead the Salatul Jama'ah. If the Nabi was greater in darajah to the Mahdi, then it would only make more sense for Nabi Isa to lead the prayer and the Mahdi to be behind him. But the fact that we see that Nabi Isa recites Salat behind the Mahdi is proof of the afdhaliyah of the Mahdi over Isa. Yani the afdhaliyat of Imama over Nabuwah. This is from Hadith. This is why sometimes ajib jiddan, when people within our own circles leave the Nawasib and these people, from within our own circles, who come forward and put objections and doubts in regards to the fada'il of Ahlul Bayt, in regards to the greatness of Ahlul Bayt. This is Aqidah which is extracted from within Quran and from within the Hadith. Inshallah, tomorrow we'll prove this concept from within the Quran. So there is Itmam al-Hujjah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Tayyib, we come forward and we continue with our bahath, the mainstream bahath, the content of this Mus'haf Fatima. So we understand within the Mus'haf Fatima is that it contains ilmul ghaib, the oppression that was going to happen on Ahlul Bayt, the names of the mu'mineen and the kafirin that will either go to Jannah or Jahannam. And inside the Mus'haf is all the ilmul ghaib of those dictators who will rule the dunya until the dhuhur of the Imam. Within the Mus'haf Fatima, there is the tafsir of the Tawrat and the Injil and the Zabur. Tayyib, where is this book right now? This book, the Mus'haf Fatima, nobody in the dunya has access to this except Maulana Sahib al-Amri wa Zaman. Hadith al-Sharif says, actually, in essence, the Mus'haf Fatima is one of those secrets of Ahlul Bayt which is left as inheritance from one Imam to another Imam. This in itself, Ahibai, is an entire majlis, an entire discussion on what is the inheritance of Ahlul Bayt, what is left behind as inheritance by the A'immah. And we point towards this before we end the majlis with Masa'ib. You understand the importance of Mus'haf Fatima and the importance, the things that are left behind for Ahlul Bayt. This is ma'arif. These are Imams who we claim to love. We have to know everything and anything about them. Imam al-Rida mentions in the hadith, which is mentioned in Kitab al-Khisal by Shaykh al-Saduq, rahmatullah alayh. He says, and part of the inheritance, that is, or part of the signs of the Imam, the signs of the Imam is وَعِنْدَهُ سِلَاحَ رَسُولِ اللَّهِ وَسَيْفَهُ ذُو الْفِقَارِ. He says, and from amongst the signs of the Imam is that he has the weapons and the armor of Rasulullah. Another sign of the Imam is that he has the Dhul Fiqar. وَعِنْدَهُ الْجَامِعَةِ. With him there is the Jami of Amir al-Mu'mineen, this book that we spoke with in regards to the fiqh of the dunya and the akhirah, from anything to do with ibadat. And within this, within the things that are the signs of the Imam that is within their possession, is that they have the ilm of the Jafr al-Akbar and the Asghar, ilm al-Jafr. The source of this is with Ahlul Bayt. And he says, وَعِنْدَهُ مُصْحَفْ فَاطِمَةٍ. One of the signs of the Imam is the Mus'haf Fatima. And then you have within another hadith, which is found in Kitab al-Kafi al-Sharif, Kitab al-Kafi, there is an entire section, sub-chapter, which is entitled The Inheritance of the Imams, what they gain as inheritance. You have a hadith al-Sharif by the Ma'soom Imam where he states, for example, the ilm of all the Anbiya is inherited by Ahlul Bayt. He says in this one hadith al-Sharif, one authority of our sixth Imam, he goes on to say, وَإِنَّ دَاوُودَ وَرِثَ الْأَنْبِيَاءِ. Dawood inherited the ilm of all the Anbiya. Not only the ilm, but all the greatness of all the Anbiya. Who inherited it? Dawood. وَوَرِثَ سُلَيْمَانُ دَاوُودَ. And Sulaiman inherited everything that was with Dawood. Yani the ilm of all the Anbiya that was with Dawood was inherited by Nabi Sulaiman. Yani Nabi Sulaiman has the ilm of all the Anbiya. The Imam goes on to say, وَوَرِثَ مُحَمَّدْ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَآلِهِ وَسَلَّمْ اللَّهُمَّ صَلِّ عَلَى مُحَمَّدْ وَآلِ مُحَمَّدْ وَوَرِثَ Muhammad Sulaiman. Meaning that all the ilm of all the Anbiya is inherited by or transferred to Rasulullah. The Imam goes on to say, وَإِنَّا وَرِثْنَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ. Yani all this ilm of the Anbiya that was with Rasulullah was transferred on to us. The Imam goes on to say, وَإِنْدَنَا سُحُفِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَمُوسَى. Do you know, even on Nabi Ibrahim, there were divine scriptures that were revealed. We have a difference between a sahifa and between kitab. Kitab, you have Tawrat, Injil, Zabur, and Quran. But in addition to this, these were not the only 4 books that were revealed. In addition to this, there was more heavenly scriptures that came down, like we read within the Quran, Suhafi Ibrahima, the scriptures of Ibrahim. Now what those scriptures are, this is from the inheritance of Ahlul Bayt. So together with the Mus'haf Fatima, they have the scriptures of the previous Anbiya. And all this ilm will become manifest with the dhuhur of the Imam. And all this inheritance is there for a purpose, Ahibba'i. This is why you find that during the dhuhur of the 12th Imam, initially when the Imam establishes his presence and he establishes the fact that he is the awaited Mahdi, the Imam is not an Imam of violence. The Imam will convince people with burhan and proof. So you find everything within this list of inheritance. Each and every one of them will then be used for tabligh, to convince people that he is the awaited Mahdi, the true Mahdi. Look at the Silah Rasulullah. Now we have hadith that from within the Silah is the armor of Rasulullah. The narrations mention that during the dhuhur of the 12th Imam, the army of Khurasani will meet with the 12th Imam. So Bain al-Qawsayn, and we try to finish. Khurasani will meet, his army, they will meet with Imam al-Hujjah. Now the people within the army of Khurasani will say, prove to us that you are the Mahdi. You know, we have so many people who have claimed to be the Mahdi. Even in this day and age, we have people who claim to be Mahdi. Whether they are living inside of Iraq, in the Middle East, or outside of the Middle East, there are a lot. People who claim, till today, we have people who claim that they are the Mahdi, and they have YouTube pages and Facebook pages, وَمَا أَدْرِي شو, all these, Ajib and Gharib, and they have followers. When you find, if I'm not mistaken, 1800 or 1890, mashallah, we also had Mahdi from Sudan. He had come forward. This is within the books of history as well. If I'm not mistaken, you know, the Mimbar is a place that is muqaddas. I know there was a movie that was, we had read about this sometime. There was a movie that was made in regards to the colonialists in Casablanca or in Morocco and something of that sort, and they came across the Mahdi, who was leading a group of bandits or rebels from Sudan, and there was all these things that were happening. Yani, Ajib and Gharib, the claims, the number of claims for the people who have claimed to be Mahdi, and the character of the people who have claimed to be the Mahdi, both of them Ajib and Gharib. In any case, so the same thing will happen even at the end of time. People will claim, and because all these claims have come, you have to come forward and give dalil. So the army of Khurasani will ask Imam al-Hujjah, where is your proof that you are the Mahdi? Prove to us that you are true. Give us dalil. One of these dalil is what? The Imam will come with the armor of Rasulullah, the armor which Rasulullah used to wear in war during Badr and during Uhud. And he will say, this armor of Rasulullah does not fit anyone but the Mahdi. So I come forward and I ask anyone in the dunya to come and try and wear this armor. Hadith al-Sharif says, Imam al-Baqir, Hadith al-Sharif says that number of people will come forward. They will try to wear the armor of Rasulullah, but it will not fit them. The only person who the armor of Rasulullah will fit is Imam al-Hujjah. For you find that this armor, which is a part of his inheritance, then now becomes something through which his imamat is established. Look at even the concept of inheritance when it comes to Ahlul Bayt and when it comes to the rest of the creation. They're not materialistic or physical in any sense like us. The same thing, Suhufi Ibrahim wa Musa. Imam al-Rida says in the hadith, with us is the real Tawrat and the real Injil. Why this inheritance is with Ahlul Bayt? Yani end up in the hands of Imam al-Hujjah? Because the hadith says at the end of time, Imam al-Hujjah will cry out to the people, "O people, if you want ilm of the Injil, come to me, I will debate with you about the Injil from the Injil. If you want knowledge of the Tawrat, I will give you knowledge of the Tawrat from the Tawrat." And through this knowledge of the Injil and the Tawrat, millions and millions of people from the east and the west of the world will come into the fold of Islam without a shed of blood. You find the bloodshed is restricted in terms of defense against Sufyani. But the da'wah, that original call towards Islam, that original call towards Ahlul Bayt, is just like the way of Rasulullah. Non-violence, peace, ilm, burhan. And hence we say that the Imam will come and will re-establish the path of Rasulullah. Sallu ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. The rest of the kalam, inshallah, we shall leave for tomorrow. Ahibba'i, Laylatul Jumu'ah, Thursday night, is a night for remembering and dedicated to the remembrance of the dhulm that happened on Ahlul Bayt. The khasatan, there is no tragedy, there is no day like the day of Karbala, no day like the day of Ashura. Hadith of Imam al-Mujtaba alayhi salam, where he says, La yawm ka yawmika ya Aba Abdullah. There is no day like your day, Ya Aba Abdullah. There is no day like Ashura. These are words of Imam al-Mujtaba, because of the crimes that happened on the grandson of Rasulullah, with the companions being killed and Imam al-Hussein being slaughtered on the day of Ashura. You look at the alfaz, the words that are used by Imam al-Rida alayhi salam. Wallahi al-Aziz, it forms a wound on the heart that can never heal. Imam al-Rida says that my grandfather Hussein was slaughtered in the way that a sheep is slaughtered. Allahu Akbar. After all these crimes, and after the body of Imam al-Hussein being trampled, Allah, the body being trampled by horses, every bone of his body being broken, you find that the kuffar of the time under the leadership of Umar ibn Sa'ad cried out and said, "O people, attack the tents of the enemies of Allah. Ihraku buyut adu a'da Allah." Umar ibn Sa'ad said, "O people, burn burn down the houses of the enemies of Allah. They're calling the tents and the houses of Sayyidah Zahra and the Imam Sajjad, Sayyidah Zainab and Imam Sajjad, the enemies of Allah. Over here, one of the poets says that it is from the nasib of Sayyidah Zainab al-Kubra that when she was young, she saw the enemies burn the door of her mother. And now over here, Sham-e Gharibon, the same hands that burnt the door of Fatima are here to burn the khayma on the plains of Karbala. The narrations mention that the kuffar came galloping with their horses in the direction of the tents. The women and the children were filled with terror and with fright. The children dispersed, running in every direction. Within the Maqatil it is mentioned that the author comes, Ayatul al-Mazandarani says, and we don't even know how many children of Ahlul Bayt were trampled under the horses while they were running away. Sayyidah Zainab al-Kubra says, 2 children of Muslim bin Aqil, they went missing. I went in the darkness of the night to find them, calling out their names. I see that 2 children are lying under a tree, hugging each other. Sayyidah Zainab says, when I shook them to wake them up, I saw these 2 children have died under the tree. Allah, Allah. These are from the tragedies of Sham-e Ghariban. The narrations mention as the horses charged towards the tents, and Shimar and Omar ibn Sa'ad cried out, burn the tents of the enemies. They lit the tents of the women on fire. The women began running in every direction. As they were running, they began to loot the possessions of the women. The narration mentions over here that Khuli al-La'in came across Sayyidah Ruqayya. Allah. Ruqayya, this daughter of Imam al-Hussein, Sayyidah Sakina, 3-4-year-old daughter, yatima of Imam al-Hussein. The narration mentions he caught Bibi Sakina, he caught Ruqayya, and he slapped her across the face. He came and he slapped Sayyidah Sakina across the face, and then he saw that she had earrings. These are earrings that were granted to her by Imam al-Hussein. The narration mentions that he snatched the earrings from the ear of Sayyidah Sakina. The young girl started crying and weeping. Her earlobes were torn and blood was coming out. I say, Ya Dhalim, have mercy, these are yatim. If you would have shouted on her, she would have given you the earrings. If you would have asked her, she would have given you the earrings. But you had to rip them out of her ears. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. اللهم يا رب محمد عجل فرج آل محمد يا رب محمد احفظ غيبة محمد يا رب محمد انتقم لابنة محمد ماتم فاطمة ماتم حسين.
Ya Hussein, 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 Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein, 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 हुसैन या 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 हुसैन। मर्जी थी ये खुदा की सुगरा मदीने रह गई। मर्जी थी ये खुदा की सुगरा मदीने रह गई। तस्वीर फातिमा की सुगरा मदीने रह गई। तस्वीर फातिमा की सुगरा मदीने रह गई। अकबर की लाडली को शहने कहा ये आकर हालात देखते हैं करबो भला ये जाकर। आएंगे लेने अकबर आएंगे लेने अकबर। किस्मत ने कर वफा की मर्जी थी ये खुदा की सुगरा मदीने रह गई। मर्जी थी ये खुदा की सुगरा मदीने रह गई। मर्जी थी ये खुदा की सुगरा मदीने रह गई। मर्जी थी ये खुदा की सुगरा मदीने रह गई। मर्जी थी ये खुदा की सुगरा मदीने। जियो माथी जियो जियो। मर्जी थी ये खुदा की सुगरा मदीने रह गई। होता जो मेरे बस में तन्हा न छोड़ता मैं बानों की लाडली के दिल को न तोड़ता मैं। मंजूर हक जो होता मंजूर हक जो होता यूं मुंह न मोड़ता मैं। मर्जी थी ये खुदा की सुगरा मदीने रह गई। मर्जी थी ये खुदा की जियो 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 रह गई। भाई को खत में लिखा आजा मेरे वीरन पाओगे फिर कहाँ से कुछ दोस्त का है जीवन। भाई को भाग गई है भाई को भाग गई है क्यों खाक करबला की। मर्जी थी ये खुदा की जियो जियो रह गई। मर्जी थी ये खुदा की सुगरा जियो रह गई। मर्जी थी ये खुदा की सुगरा मदीने रह गई। मर्जी थी ये खुदा की सुगरा मदीने रह गई। मर्जी थी ये खुदा की सुगरा मदीने रह गई। जियो जियो थी ये खुदा की सुगरा मदीने रह गई। भाई को खत में लिखा आ जाओ मेरे वीरन पाओगे फिर कहाँ से कुछ रोज का है जीवन। भाई को भाग गई है भाई को भाग गई है क्यों खाक करबला की। मर्जी थी ये खुदा की सुगरा मदीने रह गई। मर्जी ये खुदा की सीना माशाल्लाह। छोड़ा था एक दिन जब शबीर ने मदीना, मुड़ मुड़ के देखती थी हर एक को हसीना, कैसे के लुट रही हो, जागीर फातिमा की मर्जी ये खुदा की, मदीने रह गई मर्जी ये खुदा की, सुगरा मदीने रह जियो जियो सलामत रहो, खुदा की सुगरा मदीने रह गई मर्जी ये खुदा की, सुगरा मदीने रह गई मर्जी ये खुदा की, सुगरा मदीने रह गई मर्जी ये खुदा जियो जियो मदीने रह गई मर्जी ये खुदा की, सुगरा मदीने रह गई। छोड़ा था एक दिन जब शबीर ने मदीना, मुड़ मुड़ के देखती थी हर एक को हसीना, कैसे के लुट रही हो, कैसे के लुट रही हो, जागीर फातिमा की ये खुदा की, सुगरा मदीने रह गई मर्जी थी ये खुदा की, सुगरा मदीने रह गई मर्जी थी ये खुदा की, सुगरा मदीने रह गई मर्जी थी ये खुदा की, सुगरा मदीने रह गई मर्जी थी ये खुदा की, सुगरा मदीने रह गई मर्जी थी ये खुदा की, सुगरा मदीने रह गई। आगोश फातिमा में असगर हम के आए, बीमार लोग बोली तुम भी हुए पराए, कुछ लाज तुम ही रख लो, लाज तुम ही रख लो, महरूम इल्तिजा की मर्जी थी ये खुदा की, मदीने रह गई मर्जी थी ये खुदा की, सुगरा मदीने रह गई मर्जी थी ये खुदा की, सुगरा मदीने रह गई मर्जी थी ये खुदा की, सुगरा मदीने रह गई मर्जी थी ये खुदा की, सुगरा मदीने रह गई मर्जी थी ये खुदा की, सुगरा मदीने रह गई जियो सलामत रहो थी ये खुदा की, सुगरा मदीने रह गई। आगोश फातिमा में असगर हम के आए, बीमार रोके बोली तुम भी हुए पराए, कुछ लाज तुम ही रख लो, कुछ लाज तुम ही रख लो, महरूम इल्तिजा की मर्जी थी ये खुदा की, सुगरा मदीने रह गई मर्जी थी ये खुदा की, सुगरा मदीने रह गई मर्जी थी ये खुदा की, सुगरा मदीने रह गई मर्जी थी ये खुदा की, सुगरा मदीने रह गई मर्जी थी ये खुदा की, सुगरा मदीने रह गई। सुगरा की गोद इरफा असगर ने जब न छोड़ी, आकर करीब असगर सरवर ने ये सदा दी, तुम बिन न हो सकेगी तकमील करबला की मर्जी थी ये खुदा की। जियो मदीने रह गई मर्जी थी ये खुदा की। सुगरा मदीने रह गई मर्जी थी ये खुदा की। सुगरा मदीने रह गई मर्जी थी ये खुदा की। सुगरा मदीने रह गई मर्जी थी ये खुदा की। सुगरा मदीने रह गई मर्जी थी ये खुदा की। सुगरा मदीने रह गई मर्जी थी ये खुदा की। सुगरा मदीने रह गई। या हुसैन या हुसैन कामिल हुक्म में कलाम पेश कर रहा हूँ आपके खुद से। या हुसैन या हुसैन या हुसैन या हुसैन माशाअल्लाह। या हुसैन 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 या हुसैन। ना अलम ना चचा ना शहे करबला। शाम हो गई जो भी घर से गया फिर न वो आ सका। शाम हो गई ना अलम ना चचा ना शहे करबला। शाम हो गई ना अलम ना चचा ना शहे करबला। शाम हो गई राह तकती रही शिद्दते प्यास में। कट गया दिन इसी आसी आस में। कोई आया नहीं जाने क्या हो गया। शाम हो गई ना अलम ना चचा ना शहे करबला। शाम हो गई ना अलम ना चचा ना शहे करबला। शाम हो गई ना अलम ना चचा ना शहे करबला। शाम हो गई पानी लेने गए देर कितनी हुई। दिन ढला ए चचा शाम गम आ गई। खुश्क है ए चचा मेरा अब तक गला। हो गई ना अलम ना चचा ना शहे करबला। हो गई ना अलम ना चचा ना शहे करबला। शाम हो गई ना अलम ना चचा ना शहे करबला। जियो शाम हो गई जियो जियो ना अलम ना चचा ना शहे। क्या शब्द फरमा रही है। शाम हो गई किसको आवाज दूं के मैदान में। कौन है जो सुने इस बियाबान में। दे रही हूँ तुम्हें जाने कब से सदा। शहे करबला शाम हो गई ना नाम ना चचा ना शहे करबला शाम हो गई ना नाम ना चचा ना शहे करबला शाम हो गई ना नाम ना चचा ना शहे करबला शाम हो गई ना नाम ना चचा
जनाब सकीना क्या इरशाद फरमा रही है?
शाम हो गई
लौट आओ के पानी नहीं चाहिए खाम जी पातरा अब खुदा के लिए मश्क खाली दे आओ अब तो चचा
शाम हो गई
यो।
ना नाम ना चचा ना शहे करबला शाम हो गई
जाके मैदान में बाबा भी आए नहीं अब तो झूले में असगर भी आए नहीं लोलियां देती है कत्ल गए की हवा
शाम हो गई
हाय
ना नाम ना चचा ना शहे करबला शाम हो गई
ना अलाम ना चचा
ना शहे करबला शाम हो गई
रो रही है पुपी छिन गई है रिदा मारते हैं तमाचे मुझे अश्किया है मचलता है यूं जैसे कोई दिया
शाम हो गई ना नाम ना चचा ना शहे करबला शाम हो गई
ना अलाम ना चचा
ना शहे करबला शाम हो गई
ना अलाम
ना चचा ना शहे करबला शाम हो गई ना नाम ना चचा ना शहे करबला शाम हो गई ना नाम ना चचा ना शहे करबला
सिला सिला
शाम हो गई
लो चचा सूबे जिंदा चली गमज़दा अलफिराक ए कतीले जफा दीजिए आपसे हो रही हूँ जुदा
शाम हो गई ना नाम ना चचा ना शहे करबला शाम हो गई
जो मुझे हुक्म मिला है एक कलाम जनाब सैयद सज्जाद के हवाले से वो मैं पेश करता हूँ। जो कैद हो के चला कारवान आले नबी नजर सकीना की सजा देना तवा पे पड़ी के ताजियान भी जिसको लगा रहे थे क्षति तड़प के इस तरह शिमरे लई से कहने लगी क्या इरशाद फरमा रही है? अरे पहले ही इसको गम क्या दिए तूने कम, अब न करिए भाई बीमार है, खोल दे बेड़ियां। अरे क्या मिलेगा तुझे इसको यूं मार के, क्या मिलेगा तुझे इसको यूं मार के, ये अज़ियत न दे भाई बीमार है, खोल दे बेड़ियां। और जनाब सकीना शिमर मरूम से क्या इरशाद फरमा रहे हैं? अरे जिस्म है खून में तर, जिस्म है खून में तर, अब तो कुछ रहम कर, जिस्म है खून में तर, अब तो कुछ रहम कर, ये है राहे सफर भाई बीमार है, खोल दे बेड़ियां। अरे अब है जहाँ पर बड़ी जनाब सकीना, अरे अब है जहाँ पर बनी इसके बदले मेरी, अब है जहाँ पर बनी इसके बदले मेरी जान। अब है जहाँ पर बनी इसके बदले मेरी जान, ले ले शफी भाई बीमार है, खोल दे बे